It's been a little over a year since the Guardians of the Galaxy game made by Eidos Montreal came out, and I have to say that I forgot how good this game was. The only reason that I replayed this game was because I was scrolling through the PS Plus game catalog, I saw that it was there, I remember that when I first played the game, I loved it, but after that, I never really touched it again. So I thought with the game recently celebrating its 1 year anniversary, it would be a good idea to revisit it and see what made it unique in the first place. Now, I do have to warn you that there will be spoilers in this video. So if you haven't played the game, what are you doing? Go play it and then come right back. And if you already played the game or just don't care about spoilers, then sit back, relax, and let's just dive right in. In this game, we play as Star-Lord, the leader of the Guardians, and we get to command the rest of the team. Now, I remember when it was first announced that we couldn't play as every single one of the Guardians, some people weren't happy. But when you play this game, you see what they were going for. When you play as Star-Lord and only Star-Lord, you feel like a true leader. The shots you call matter. Your actions have consequences. You have to learn how to take responsibility and try to keep the team together. Speaking about the team, the interaction between the Guardians is one of the best parts of the game. The writing is excellent, and it's not only used in big, emotional, revealing moments, but it's also used in the normal conversations that happen in the Milano.
Quarantine zone was always
Holding out on
My
us.
figurines are not knickknacks.
Team's in trouble. Then you can't be bothered to make no
set course
sacrifice.
for the Mach
I will
Star system.
sacrifice your head.
When you are exploring the world,
Yondu was a real work hard, play hard sort.
Thanos doing either usually ended up with murder.
We comparing Scuddy father figures? Because mine gave me a shock collar for my birthday.
and in cutscenes.
You know, this reminds me of the last time I was stuck in an elevator. I was with this Shi'ar girl, and she
What is wrong with you?
was a lovely person.
Every character has a unique persona. Rocket is always acting selfish and is irritated easily.
I shall hurl the creature over the chasm so he may activate the bridge.
I may activate a hole through your face!
Drax takes everything literally and seriously.
How long was I out for?
15,338 ticks.
That's very specific.
Gamora is sarcastic and is always teasing Peter.
Hey, that's my chair.
Oh, then why aren't you in it?
I was, strategizing.
And Groot is Groot. And that's only talking about the Guardians. There are also tons of other characters like Mantis, Cosmo, Nikki, Kor-El, Lady Hellbender, and so many more that we will talk about later. But this game is amazing. It takes the charm, the personality, and the humor from the movies and uses them to tell a brand new story. Which, speaking about, the story. Oh my god, where do we even begin? This game is an action story game, so of course it has to have a good story, and it's amazing. The game starts in Teen Peter's room. Why does he have a box of tissues next to his bed? Here we see Peter's relationship with his mom, and I want to quickly point out the respect that I have for Square Enix and Eidos Montreal for this scene, because they gave us entire lyrics to entire songs just for like a cute 10-second cutscene. Massive respect. Also, the decoration around Peter's room, respect. As I was saying, here we see Peter's relationship with his mom, and then we jump straight into the Guardians trying to capture a monster in the quarantine zone. Here, Peter and Rocket make a bet on destroying some weird alien creatures, but because of this bet, they end up releasing a dangerous powerful being from the Soul Stone, which would then end up trying to enslave the galaxy, and the Guardians have to stop it. This game escalates things so quickly. How does one bet endanger the entire galaxy? This story has a bit of a weird start, but the more you progress, the more that everything comes full circle. We go from selling Groot or Rocket to Lady Hellbender, to fighting giant magical robots, to meeting freaking Adam Warlock, to fighting freaking Fin Fang Foom. I love this game so much. It's no surprise that this game was nominated for a lot of awards for its narrative because it's so unique and so good. They could have easily recycled the story from the movies, but they didn't, and they ended up creating something amazing. Fighting the Universal Church of Truth, going through all these different planets, and then just seeing how everything progressed with the Guardians coming together, it's just so great. They give us a brand new story that also uses not so well known characters and somehow made it work fantastically. Now it's time to talk about one of the best parts of this game, its visuals, cause oh my god, this game looks amazing. I played this on the PS5 and switched between the performance and quality modes, and I think the game looks great in both of them. I don't know what kind of magic they use for this game, but it looks so good. You explore a variety of planets and scenery, so at times you just stop and contemplate the incredible art design. The vibrant colors on Nowhere, the quarantine zone, Maklu 4, everything feels so alive. Mix that with the amazing combat system and you're in for a treat. The combat in this game feels different than other Marvel games like Spider-Man or Avengers, and that's okay. Gliding as Star-Lord while you command Rocket to take out the big guns and ordering Gamora to slice up bad guys is just so satisfying. The part where I think the gameplay begins to shine the most is when you return to Nowhere. At this point, you've unlocked most of the Guardian's abilities, so an entire horde of enemies charges towards you. You huddle up, hit the music, and start kicking some flarking ass. The huddle up motivates the Guardians and grants you a 30-second boost of power that instantly charges up the team's abilities to the max and makes you feel at the top of the world. Using the huddle up in Nowhere in these big platforms with an army of enemies charging towards you feels great. Something that adds to the excitement of these battles is the music, which I'm surprised I still haven't talked about, because the selection of classics 80s songs is really good, and they made an entire rock album for this game. They didn't have to go this hard for a game, but they did. This is just my opinion, but I think the soundtrack from this game just may be better than the one from the movies. Speaking about the movies, the outfits that you can equip are some of the best collectibles that this game has to offer. I mean, they're the only collectible that you can use throughout the game, because the rest is just like written entries for a letter or parts to upgrade Star-Lord's equipment, which I'm not a big fan of because they're in the most random places. One of the key elements of this game is decision making, because a lot of the time while exploring the world or doing some platforming, you will get a variety of dialogue choices, but sometimes you have to make bigger choices that will affect how you play the game. Depending on who you choose to sell to Lady Hellbender, you will play an entirely different level. Same applies to the rock missions and so many other choices. One of my favorites is when you throw Rocket and he tries to cuss you out.
You sons of dogs! Scut-busting ass!
I am not familiar with these words.
Filthy grunt scum!
I think he's making them up. He's really pissed.
You can rot, you free-bagging flarkhole!
At least he's not shooting at us. He missed on purpose, right?
Order the beast to do its job.
Rocket, come on, man!
Cram it, ass face!
Depending on what you do, you will get a notification that states whether your decision was right or it was wrong. Many of these decisions come to play the closer that you get to the ending, which we have to talk about. I could have easily talked about this part earlier in the video when I talked about the story, but so much happens at the end that we have to talk about it. After you defeat Fin Fang Foom, Lady Hellbender joins you and you go fight the Universal Church of Truth to stop Magus, rescue Nikki and Adam Warlock, and save the galaxy. Now, it's almost a rule in video games that before going into the final battle, our characters have to go out in style, so the Guardians receive some slick gold suits that look so good. When you go making your way around the church, the Guardians start following orders without you telling them. Oh, and remember when I talked about decision making? Well, depending on your decisions, the battle will either be difficult or easier thanks to the Guardians' allies. If you help Cosmo escape the promise, he will bring Nowhere to laser out entire armies, or the World Mind coming to help. And also, before starting the fight, Rocket uses Peter's tunes to distract the church, which leads to one of the best shots in the entire game.
I believe this is yours, Star-Lord.
just so...
Metal?
Yeah.
I get it, Peter. I get it. Once you rescue Warlock, you go on to save Nikki from her promise, have the final battle against the Grand Unicorn Raker, you defeat him, and then strut like heroes, honoring the name of Guardians of the Galaxy. However, as the credits start rolling, something is not right. Warlock doesn't feel so good, and some names in the credits are being changed to Magus, and that's when we get the big reveal.
I feel simply... fabulous.
Come on!
Eternal!
Boom! The game is not over yet, as we still have an entire boss fight left. I feel bad for whoever turned off their game as soon as they saw the credits because they missed out on the true ending. Now, putting an entire boss fight after the credits takes guts, because you have enough trust that the players are going to stay all throughout the credits and to see what happens to your characters. And honestly, I've already said it like 10 times before, but respect. Now in this fight, we have to fight the slug things from the quarantine zone, which I hate those things. Nikki protects the Guardians with her newfound power, which I think Peter is going to be really jealous about. And it all ends with quick time events where the Guardians come together and Peter traps Magus in the stone while the final countdown plays in the background. Perfect. Some people probably had to put the streaming mode on so they wouldn't get copyright striked, and I feel bad for them because they missed out on the best part of the game. Yes, I said it, the music is the best part of the game. Screw the story. When the evil is finally defeated, the Guardians make a deal with Warlock and then go on to have adventures in space.
What's happening?
We appear to have lost power.
Sounds like a Nova Corps disabler. You guys paid your fine, right?
Oh, fuck!
Well, if you did the correct choices. I know the last thing you wanted to hear was some random guy talked about a game that you've probably played lots of times before, but I mean, this game is one of the best I've played. How would I not give my opinion on it? I wasn't super excited when it was first announced, but it was at a decent price on GameStop, so I give it a shot, and it was one of the best experiences ever. Even if you're not a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I still think that this game will be a good time for whoever plays it. It's a big step up for Square Enix coming from the failure that was the Avengers game, and a massive win for Eidos Montreal, as they showed that they know how to make a Marvel game. It doesn't matter how many time passes, I will keep on enjoying the hell out of this game. There's so many things to do with different choices, New Game Plus, and higher difficulties. I think this is one of the best games from recent years, and you should definitely go back and give it another try. Alright, this has been everything for today, and I will see you on the next video.